Yo, what's going on guys? Abby here. Today I want to talk to you guys about the new haunted gale path that was recently added to Deepwoken. As some of you guys may know, this path is absolute garbage. It's not even a question. What bothers me most is that this path came into the game with so much hype, right? Everyone was super excited to hear that Gale was getting a new path. And once the path actually got released, the amount of people that went to make new Gale builds just to try the new path was actually ridiculous. Even on YouTube alone, right? There were so many progression videos that were released, it's actually crazy. All this just for the path to be eventually tossed aside because it's bad. On top of that, it's pretty clear that the devs did not put enough time into balancing and bug proofing the path. For instance, you guys know the bar that's literally the core mechanic of the new path? The bar that literally is responsible for all your new path stabilities? In case you guys weren't aware, that bar is literally invisible. How does a bug like that even happen, right? For comparison, imagine if the devs of a shooter game were to add a new gun into the system, right? But there was a bug that prevented the gun from even shooting. Like, that'd be crazy, wouldn't it? But I mean, that's just a bug, right? The devs will get to fixing that, you know? Alright, good point, but let's keep going. Let's take a look at the talents now. Just before I mention any of the talents, keep in mind that by going the haunted gale path, you're losing out on suffocation completely. So with a drawback like that, the talents for haunted gale must be great, right? Well, let's see. To start, we got this talent that makes it so all your gale mantras now send these little apparition ghosts towards your enemy. And on top of that, instead of applying suffocate, your mantras all now apply winded, which makes it so once your opponent is hit by a mantra, their swing speed is reduced by 15%. Now, let's just compare suffocate to winded, right? Would you rather be able to completely stop your opponent from using any mantras for a good period of time? Or would you rather make it so your opponent now swings a tiny bit slower than they normally would? Personally, in today's meta, where people are using mantras to a level that no one even expected, I'm choosing the first one. Next, we have this talent, which makes it so that if and only if your bar is above 50%, every time you perfect dodge your enemy, you'll send a little ghost at them. Now, call me crazy, but is this not just a worse version of Mirage clones from Flame Charm? I mean, for Flame Charm, you don't need any bar to be above 50% to use the ability, and on top of that, it sets them on fire, which is overall just better than these little clones. Up next, we have the real power that's found in the haunted gale path, which is the mode, which makes it so that you start running at a faster speed and any dash you perform will be a gale dash. Now, I'm not gonna lie, in its current state, this ability is what really drives people to consider using this path. And it makes sense since this ability is actually really good and has potential to be great. The only aspect I think they need to fix about this move is that it has to last longer. In its current state, it doesn't last very long and you can't get any value out of it. The idea is cool though, so I'm not gonna bash this ability as much as the others. The last ability of the haunted gale path makes it so that when you aerial attack within an opponent's vicinity, you'll actually teleport to them. This ability is all right, I guess, but the problem is that this thing takes too much of your bar away every time you use it. From what I've heard, this move takes about a sixth of your bar, and considering the fact that you need your mode up for this path to be viable, losing a sixth of it every time you aerial attack is not realistic. The aerial attack is literally part of the reason why the mode isn't anywhere near as good as it could be, since the ability literally eats into your bar, which just decreases the amount of time you have in your mode. If I'm being honest, the buffs that this path needs to be great aren't even that complicated. First, just make it so the aerial attack takes only a little bit, if not none of your bar away. Since the mode already lasts short enough, it doesn't need to be shortened any further. And if this isn't good enough, maybe we can make it so dodging and landing mantras fills up your bar quicker than it does right now, so you can use it for longer and more frequently. And if all else fails, I think making it so winded reduces your swing speed more than just 15% is reasonable. Besides that, I honestly think the path is in a good state. Although in my opinion, winded isn't anywhere near as good as suffocation, the path makes up for it completely with how strong the mode is. And with that, what else is there left to say? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you have any concerns, disagreements, or anything else you want to mention, please make sure to leave it down in the comments below. And with that, I hope you guys all have a great day.